the top 10 most expensive games I have in my library that I'm aware of. And there's not a lot of big hitters. Actually, there's no big hitters. Most of them are fairly, I think, common and fairly well known. Starting off, we have Ashura's Wrath, which apparently this has just spiked in price recently. It's kind of like you're playing an interactive anime. It's fun. Some really big boss monsters. But complete in box, it's about $58. I'm going to round up the prices. Price starting at the beginning of May. $58 for Ashura's Wrath. Next up, we have Jurassic The Hunted. This one's fun. I played through it completely, and it's just, you know, you've got dinosaurs and you're trying to stay alive, but you're also hunting them, and it's really fun. Well worth picking up, and it's only about $24, complete in box. Next up, we have Raiden Fighter Aces. I think all of these games, except for a couple, I picked up back in the day, before the Xbox started getting really popular again. Like I said, Ashura's Wrath I picked up, I think, early last year, and it was only for about $20, and it's jumped to, like I said, almost $58. But Raiden Fighter Aces, another one I picked up, at the time it was probably about $20. Now it's going for almost $60, complete in box. But you have Fighter Aces, Raiden Fighters 2, and Raiden Fighter, was it 3? Raiden Fighters. So, if you like shmups, or shooters, shoot 'em ups, however which way you like to refer to them. Not STG in my book, but yeah, fun game to have. Next, we have a game that I bought from my buddy. He was going to trade it into GameStop, and I think they were going to give him like $15, so I offered him 20. That's Spectral Forces 3. I have not played this yet. I fully intended to play it when I bought it from him, well over a decade ago, but things happened. It's like, oh, it's an RPG. It's gonna take me a while to make sure I've got some time so I can sink into it, and it just hasn't happened. But you know, Spectral Force 3 has gone up to $52. That's just kind of crazy. This one's the bigs. This is about $20 complete in box. It's one of the few sports games that I've willingly paid for solo. I don't remember what it was. I probably got this really cheap. I thought I'd give it a shot. But I've had a lot of fun with it. There's a mode where it's kind of crazy. You're trying to hit different things in the stadium, and you know, fireworks will shoot off or something. Stuff will happen as you're hitting home runs into the stands if you hit the right spot. And I think I said this one's about $20. Next up was the reason why I got Steam for the PC, but the Orange Box. You know, some really great games. Half-Life Episode 2, Portal, Team Fortress 2, and then you get the first episode of Half-Life 2. So, great value now as well as back in the day, but this is clocking in at about $31. Well worth it though, because of all the games you got, especially if you haven't played them before, but they're fun games, they're enjoyable. It's well worth the time to put into them, especially Half-Life 2. That's just, we need Half-Life 3. We do. And we really want it. Maybe we'll get it one day, but Half-Life 2 and Portal, just for those two games alone, good value. Next up, we have a couple of Transformers games. We've got The War for Cybertron and The Fall of Cybertron. Not quite like playing the cartoon, but enjoyable games to run through and just, you get to be a Transformer. One of the big selling points for Fall of Cybertron was that you got to play as Grimlock. And if I remember correctly, there's times that you're forced into Dinobot mode or Dino mode, and that's when you can stomp around, and it's a limited time span that you can do that, but you can breathe fire and stuff, and so really cool to be able to go around and smash stuff with that, or with Grimlock. I think that one also the one where you got to command Metroplex and call in for support. But if you're a Transformers fan, it's well worth picking both of these up. They're good games. They're not too crazy expensive yet. War for Cybertron, you get to hang out a little bit with Omega Supreme, and Omega Supreme's just cool. I think both of them you take turns playing as the Autobots and then as the Decepticons, so you go back and forth. So it's before the cartoon, but I don't think it actually says like, okay, this is the prequel. It's just like a take. This is like kind of like what a take on what could have happened before the cartoon kicked up. Really cool, a lot of fun. Highly recommend both of these, especially before they get crazy in price. Almost forgot the price of these complete in box. We got $46 for War for Cybertron, and then Fall of Cybertron is $48. Get them now before they get crazy. Next one is Vanquish, and this is on the list because it's still sealed. I haven't opened this one yet. It's $25. Like I said, a lot of these aren't really crazy price, but I've played Vanquish on the PC. I haven't beat it yet. It's on my list for the year. But this one is it's a really fast third-person shooter. There's a mode that you get into, and you're just sliding all over the battlefield. Really liked it. Played the demo a lot, and then I picked up the game on PC and liked it enough to buy it again on the 360, even if I haven't opened it yet. Which I probably won't open it now just because it's so old. But keep an eye out for this one. This one is only $25 sealed. Brand new. Which is what probably pushed it up into being able to be on this list. Looked it up really quick. This is $11 complete in box. So highly recommend you pick this one up. It's a fun third-person shooter. Like I said, you're sliding all over the place. It's fast. It has parts where it's really fast-paced. There's a lot of bullets flying at times. I don't think it's a very long game, but it's a fun game. Last game on this list is one of my favorite games for the 360. It was also available on the PS3. And I believe it was on the Wii as well. Not sure if it was a direct port for the Wii, because there was one on the DS or 3DS, I forget which. But Web of Shadows. It's different on the portable systems, but Web of Shadows is so much fun. I'm actually playing through this again on Thursday nights. It's a great game. There's a couple different paths you can take. You can take the red and blue suit path or the black suit path. So black suit, you're a little bit more angry and more willing to beat people down. Maybe the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man after the movies ended. But great game. I was super glad to add this to the collection. This one I only picked up last year. Picked it up at Southern Fried Gaming Expo, and it was still kind of expensive at the time then. But this one, I was able to pick it up for $60. And if they'd wanted any more than $60, I'm like, I can't do it. Thankfully, they were willing to work with me, and $60 cash got me the game complete in box. This is the most expensive game I got for the 360. Comes in at about $77. So in the last year, it went up $15 from what I paid. I don't really care to have the other Spider-Man games because of the price they're going for, but I picked up all 3 of the Spider-Man games on the 360 digitally for $5 a piece. And so just having those digitally for now, long-term rental, it's fine by me. Web of Shadows, I wanted to have physically. It's just a lot of fun to play through. There's a lot of crossover with other characters. Some you get a call in for backup at times. It's a great game. It's fun just to swing through the city. They did a really good job with it. There's 2,000 Spider-Man tokens hidden throughout the city. As you collect them, you level up. And as you level up, you get more moves and powers and points to spend on upgrading some of those moves. So, love this game. If you can find it for a good price, it's well worth picking up to play. Don't just sit it on the shelf, play it. All these games should be played. They're a lot of fun. But like, comment, subscribe. What are some of your favorite games for the 360? Do you have a 360? Did you get a 360? Did you miss the 360? Well, thanks everyone for stopping in. Hope everyone has a good night. Take care, have fun, be kind of one another, stay safe, keep watching, God bless, and we'll catch you all later. What games do you wish were on backwards compatibility? This one's not. This one isn't either. Project Sylphid. Great space shooter. Just so much fun flying around. You're not running. Flying around, just destroying ships, and just tons and tons of ships. Played through this one several times. It's another one that I plan on going back to. Great fun to do. But both of these are not on backwards compatibility. write your senators and stuff, and let's get these on backwards compatible. But I think it's just a great game. I was glad to get it, even though I had to pay basically retail price for a used game. Super happy to have had it in the collection, though.